Is being recorded.
Okay.
Okay.
So
again, good morning to each and everyone. Good morning, Se3B. Today we will discuss our last topic for finals, philosophy of education.
But
But before we proceed to
to
the different kinds of philosophy of education, let us first know what is the meaning of philosophy. All right. From the word philo, it means love. Wow, siya na all love. And when we talk about Sophie or Sophia or Sophus, we have wisdom. So, meaning to say, philosophy, it means the love of wisdom. Okay po ba tayo doon? Na-encounter po ba ito?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, if na-encounter, ba't di kayo sumasagot? Okay, so philosophy, it means love of wisdom. Some other research po or article, Sophia po yung Sophie. Some other naman po, Sophus. So do not be confused between Sophia and Sophus, okay? It's just, isa lang po ang meaning yan. Wisdom. Okay po ba tayo doon? Thank you so much.
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Alright. If yes, now let's proceed. So, what is philosophy?
Education.
Meaning to say, hindi nag class, hindi siya naggalaw.
Yung ano ko?
Wala po.
Kainis naman. Ayun.
Okay na.
Okay.
So,
meaning to say, what is philosophy of education? So, all teachers have a personal philosophy that colors the way they teach. So, ibig po sabihin, teachers, especially you as a teacher educators, you have to apply a certain philosophy that will color your strategy, that will enhance your skills, at the same time, the way you teach. Okay po ba kayo doon? So ito yung filosofiya ng edukasyon ang magkukulay sa atin. At hindi lang po magkukulay, it will guide all throughout our journey in teaching. Okay po ba tayo doon?
Yes po, ma'am.
Alright, so if yes, now let's proceed. So philosophy of education, regarding on this, it is engaging in philosophy, helps clarify what they do or intend to do, justify or explain why they do what they do in a logical or systematic manner. Alright, so regarding on this, intended to do, ito yung parang what to teach, okay? Or how to teach, what to teach, how you teach, and paano mo i-apply yung filosofiya para sa mga bata. Okay po ba tayo doon? Of course, by this, ini-explain ko isa-isa. Bakit ma'am? Kung pwede bang isang filosofiya lang ang i-apply ko? Pwede naman po. But in some other manners, pwede mo rin pong ma-apply ang lahat na filosofiya while you teach. Alright? So, paano yun ma'am? Mamaya, magbibigay ako ng example sa inyo. Alright. Bakit? Para mabigyan natin ng diin na hindi lang dapat isa or dalawa or kung pwede lahat i-apply sa pamamagitan ng situation. Now, we have 7 philosophies of education. We have the essentialism, perennialism, progressivism, social reconstructionism, existentialism, behaviorism, and constructivism. Regarding on the 7 philosophies of education, we have a video, or I will present a video regarding on this. But before we proceed, as you can see, we have the world philosophies. Nakikita niyo po on the left side. Okay. Idealism. We have idealism, realism, pragmatism, and existentialism. So before we proceed to those combinations, let us first know what is idealism. Okay po ba tayo dito?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, who
Okay,
can
who can
read what
read
is
what is
idealism?
idealism?
Elopre na lang po, ma'am.
Go
Go
Elopre,
Elopre,
bakit
bakit
nilalang mo ang
nilalang mo ang
sarili mo?
sarili mo?
Elopre
Ay,
po,
wait po,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Dapat
Dapat
ganon.
ganon.
Elopre po,
Ilopre po,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Go, go, go. Okay, go
Okay, go
ahead,
ahead,
Elopre.
Ilopre.
Is the metaphysical view that associates reality to ideas in the mind rather than to material objects. It lays emphasize, emphasizes on the mental or spiritual components of experience and renounces the notion of material existence.
Alright. So
Alright. So when we talk about idealism, especially regarding on the mental and spiritual.
So when
So
we
when
talk about
we talk about mental and spiritual, it is our own beliefs. Especially religion, especially the values and the attitudes. Yan po ang keywords ni idealism. Pag may religion, pag may all about God, all about Allah, all about Quran, or whatever your religion is, sa isang sitwasyon, palaging nag-a-apply si idealism. When we talk about virtue, when we talk about attitude, behavior, idealism pa rin po yun. Naiintindihan.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so yun lang ang keyword ni idealism. All you have to do is to take down notes, the keywords of every philosophy, maiintindihan niyo po siya. And please be mindful that even sa world philosophy or philosophy of education, lalabas siya kay Prof. Ed. Alright? Nakukuha?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes
now,
po, ma'am.
Do you
Do you
understand
understand the idealism?
Yes po.
So if yes, Blanca,
what is again
idealism?
idealism? What are the keywords under idealism?
Yung ano, ma'am, yung mga word na Allah or religion po.
Sabay
Sabay
tawa.
tawa. Halata talaga yung mga utak natin ngayon na wala talagang mapiga na ma'am kasi ubos sa activity 1 pa lang. Alam nyo class, nagtampo ako sa isang section. Falte din. Hindi sila sumasagot sa akin. Nagtampo ako kasi akala ko ayaw nila ako na magturo. Then, sabi nila, ma'am, sorry ma'am ha, kasi stress na kasi kami. Sabi ko, kaya nga wala din ako activity para naman mag-focus din guys sa discussion ko. Kasi hindi rin madali kaya itong philosophy of education. Alright, sige po. Kung walang sasagot, diretso tayo. Pero tatanungin ko kayo kung naiintindihan. Now, let's move on into... Alright, let's proceed to realism. So who can read?
Who wants to
Who
read?
wants to
Final,
read?
ma'am. Final, ma'am.
Final, go ahead.
Study logic, critical thinking. Study logic, critical thinking, and the scientific method to teach students to perceive and understand reality.
Alright.
That's all,
Alright,
ma'am.
so thank you. So it means study logic, critical thinking, and the specific method to teach students to perceive and understand the reality. So realism, from the word itself, tanggalin si ISM, real. Alright? Totoo. They're going to solve their own problem in a real world situation. So of course, as a teacher, you will teach according to the real situation na nangyayari sa buong mundo. You will not teach according to your fantasies. You will not teach according to your imagination without execution. And of course, you will not teach na gawa-gawa mo lang ang kwento or experience. You will share the ideas, the knowledge, the wisdom, according on what you've learned in a reality. That is realism. It's not about academic. It's all about in a real life situation. Kaya nga, diba, if you can observe from our prelim pa lang, dinudugtungan ko ng experience, not only in my experience, your experience as well. And of course, a real life situation, it's because ina-apply ko si realism sa teaching. I would not like to, and I don't want to teach you according to fantasies. Kasi ang totoong buhay, it's not about fantasies. Kaya nga isa ako hindi naniniwala ko kay Cinderella, di ako naniniwala kay Snow White, at hindi ako naniniwala in all fairy tales na after kayo magpakasal ng asawa ninyo, you will live happily ever after. Walang ganun, friend.
Sa true lang, ma'am, wala talaga. Charot.
Ang asawa ko, very fan siya ng love story. Gusto niya yung love, romantic na movie. Gusto niya yan. Ako naman, gusto ko yung sumasabog. Sabi niya, manood tayo ng movie na ang movie na yun, ang tawag nitong movie na ito, nakalimutan ko tuloy. Sabi ko, ano yun? Sabi niya, love story ito. Ay, ayoko. Kapago yung story. Bakit? Pinapaniwala lang yan ng mga tao na may mga ganong storya, na tipong aalis na lang si jowa, tapos nagkasakitan kayo ng loob, nagkasamaan kayo ng loob, tapos tatakbo ka sa airport, hahabulin siya, tapos magkakatuluyan kayo. Walang ganon, friend. Niwala ka dyan. Wait lang, may papagalitan lang ako. Gigil ako.
Defense. Sunday ngo. Wala ka makitang loophole doon. Check by Ma'am Camacho yun.
Alright, so anyway. So nakuha ko ba yung realism? It's not about teaching fantasies, ha? Kasi the moment ngayon, the situation ngayon, mas more on fantasies pa naman yung mga bata. Hindi lang mga bata, pati yung mga adults. ML. Diba? Pagmamatay, mag-recharge, buhay ulit, makikipaglaban. Which is sa totoong buhay, in real life situation, kahit paano recharge mo sa langit or kung saan ka man mapunta, hindi ka na babalik. So, palagi talagang i-inline ang discussion sa totoong buhay. That applies, of course, in their daily living. Okay po ba tayo doon?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Next, we have pragmatism. So, who wants to read?
Mampe.
Ano po?
Mampe.
Ira, Fatima, go ahead.
Pragmatism is an educational philosophy that says that education should be about life and growth.
So
pragmatism is an educational philosophy that says educational should be about life and growth. Okay, may makulit na bata. Sige, chat sa akin. Buluhan na ako. So, anong ibig sabihin kayo nito, ma'am? What do we mean by this? So, of course, teachers should be teaching students things that are practical for life and encourage them to grow into a better people. So, it is all about attitudes and behaviors, at the same time, the motivation to live na tipong mamumuhay sila sa praktikal at mga tamang tao na kapaligid sa kanila. Of course, this will be sa mga learners, mai-involve naman talaga dito ang group work where students have to come mutual agreements. Diba pag sa isang grupo class, hindi kayo nagsasang-ayon or hindi ninyo nasang-ayonan yung leader, magulo, diba? Tama, mali?
Tama.
Minsan pa, sa isang klase, ang president, ito ang gustong mangyari. Ang iba ayaw mangyari yon. And it can cause confusion. At the same time, mag-aalsabalutan yung iba at grupo-grupo ang mangyayari. Kasi hindi sila nag-come up into an agreement na mananalo ang presidente at mananalo din yung members niya. So dapat always teach the student in a win-win situation na hindi rin sila maaalagay sa alanganin at the same time, hindi rin sila mapipilitang sundin. Okay, and that is pragmatism. Okay po ba tayo doon?
Yes po, ma'am.
Next is the existentialism. So it is a teaching and learning philosophy that focuses on the student's freedom and agency to choose their future. So of course, every student po may karapatang mamili, no? Mamili ng kanilang future. Ano yun, ma'am? Kung gusto ba niya gusto ba niya ng mag-doktor, mag-nurse, mag-engineer, or mag-garbage collector. Now, ma'am, ano yung kwento mo nga ulit dito, ma'am, sa pangalawa? Sa pangalawang sinasabi mo na tipong, bakit kailangan i-apply? Ganito kasi, sa real life situation, ginawa ko sa anak ko yan, kay JC, to be exact. Sabi ng teacher niya, JC, anong gusto mo paglaki? Do you want to be a chef? Ayoko po. Do you want to be a soldier? Ayoko po. Ayoko mamatay. Kasi nisip niya siguro sa utak niya, pag sundalo mamamatay. Then after that, sabi niya, anong gusto mo? Sabi ng teacher, anong gusto mo? So pasok doon sa existentialism, ha? Okay? The teacher is asking, ano yung magiging future nila? Ang sagot ng anak ko, I want to be a garbage collector. Bakit? Kasi you see, sabi niya, you see, garbage collector, you just put the trash on the trash can and then put back the trash can sa place niya kung saan magtatapon yung mga tao ng basura, and then sasakay ka na lang sa truck na nakalambitin-lambitin daw. So yun yung ano gusto niyang mangyari. So pasok si existentialism. Now, how about ma'am, ang isa lang naman ang present doon. Okay, tutuloy ko yung kwento na yan after. Okay? After ng lahat ng ito. So parang binitin-bitin ko kayo, ha. Bibitin ko muna. Do not forget the kwento. Bakit na-apply si existentialism at ma-apply yung ibang philosophy of education. So now, we are now down to the educational philosophies. So as you can see, by combining idealism and realism, it is, ano po ang niya, after the combination of idealism and realism, ano po ang kinalabasan niya? Essentialism. Now, we have the walang combination si realism. Pagdating kay philosophy, educational philosophy, we have perennialism. Right? Bakit ma'am? I-explain ko yan. Relax. We have the pragmatism, wala siyang combination. Ang ano ni pragmatism is progressivism. Okay? Pagdating kay educational philosophy, naging progressivism siya. Now, by the combination of pragmatism and existentialism, we are now down to reconstructionism or social reconstructionism. And by the combination again ng pragmatism and existentialism, papasok si constructionism. Huwag kayong mag-alala, class. Explain natin yan isa-isa. Baka kasi maguluhan kayo, ba't may ganun araw-araw? Tingnan nyo lang, combination kasi yan. Ang iba walang combination, pagdating ng educational philosophy, mag-iiba lang siya. Pero explain natin yan further. Alright, so we will now watch together the video regarding on the 7 educational philosophies. So, makinig mabuti. At i-explain pa rin po natin. Do not worry, kahit may YouTube na nag-explain regarding sa 7 na yun, i-explain pa rin po natin yung isa-isa para hindi kayo mahirapan.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their accolades. Like Harper, an econ major who piles on the pressure. Third of my...
As an education student, you have been acquainted with various philosophies.
Essentialism, perennialism, progressivism, existentialism, behaviorism, constructivism, reconstructionism.
But, have you fully understand what these philosophies mean? In this video, you will know better the known philosophies that influence the teaching profession. What does philosophy mean? The word philosophy comes from two Greek words, philo and sophos. Philo means love. Sophos means wisdom. Literally then, philosophy means love of wisdom. The philosophy of education examines the goals, forms, methods, and meaning of education. It is important to understand how philosophy and education are interrelated. In order to become the most effective teacher you can be, you must understand your own beliefs, while at the same time empathizing with others. Let's start to learn more about the known philosophies of education. Essentialism, perennialism, progressivism, existentialism, behaviorism, constructivism, and reconstructionism. First on the list, essentialism. Essentialism advocates training the mind with what are essential. In this philosophical school of thought, the aim is to instill students with the essentials of academic knowledge, enacting a back-to-basics approach. The emphasis of education is on academic content for students to learn the basic skills or the fundamental R's such as reading, writing, arithmetic and right conduct. Essentialist teachers emphasize mastery of subject matter. They are expected to be intellectual and moral models of their students. They observe core requirements and longer academic year. Next philosophy is perennialism. Perennialism in education is the belief that schools should teach ideas that are everlasting. You can remember the word perennialism by remembering that perennial means lasting for many years. The goal of a perennialist education is to teach students to think rationally and develop minds that can think critically. The perennialist curriculum is a universal one. What the perennialist teachers teach are lifted from classic and great books. The perennialist classrooms are teacher-centered. Students engaged in Socratic dialogue, or mutual inquiry sessions to develop an understanding of history's most timeless concepts. Next philosophy is progressivism. Progressivism is the idea that education comes from the experience of the child. Progressivist aims to develop learners into becoming enlightened and intelligent citizens. Progressivists use a curriculum that responds to students' needs and that relates to their personal lives and experience. Teachers teach students things that are practical for life and encourage them to grow into better people. They also teach students the skills to cope with change. Progressivist teachers employ experiential methods. They believe that one learns by doing. Another known philosophy of education is existentialism. Existentialism in education focuses on the individual's freedom to choose their own purpose in life. The main concern of existentialists is to help students understand and appreciate themselves as unique individuals who accept complete responsibility for their thoughts, feelings, and actions. In existentialist curriculum, students are given a wide variety of options from which to choose. Humanities are given tremendous emphasis. Existentialist methods focus on the individual. Learning is self-paced and self-directed. Next is the behaviorism philosophy. Behaviorism focuses on the acquisition of new behavior based on environmental conditions. Behaviorists are concerned with the modification and shaping of students' behavior by providing for a favorable environment, since they believe that we are product of our environment. Behaviorist teachers teach students to respond favorably to various stimuli in the environment. Teachers arrange environmental conditions so that students can make the responses to stimuli. They provide reinforcement and punishment to reinforce positive responses and weaken or eliminate negative ones. Another known philosophy of education is constructivism. Constructivism says that people construct their own understanding and knowledge of the world through experiencing things and reflecting on those experiences. Constructivist aims to develop intrinsically motivated and independent learners equipped with learning skills for them to be able to construct knowledge and make meaning of them. Students are taught how to learn. They are taught learning processes and skills. The constructivist teacher provides students with data or experiences that allow them hypothesize, predict, manipulate, pose questions, research and invent. The last philosophy that we will tackle in this video is Reconstructionism. Reconstructionism or critical theory is a philosophy that emphasizes the addressing of social questions in a quest to create a better society and worldwide democracy. Reconstructionist educators focus on a curriculum that highlights social reform as the aim of education. For Reconstructionists, curriculum focuses on students taking social action in solving real problems such as environmental problems, hunger, international terrorism, inflation, and inequality. Reconstructionists deals with social issues through inquiry, dialogue, and multiple perspectives. Community-based learning and bringing the world into the classroom are also utilized. Here are the known philosophies of education with their keywords. Essentialism, learning the essential like the 3 R's. Perennialism, utilizing the great books. Progressivism, learning by doing. Existentialism, having individual choice. Behaviorism, modifying behavior. Constructivism, constructing meaning. Reconstructionism, having social reform. Do you have questions about these philosophies? Comment them below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more free-let reviewers.
Okay, tulog na po ba ang lahat?
Matulog po
Matulog
ba?
po ba?
Hindi po.
Akala ko natulog. Alright. Sige po.
Alright, so we
have those keywords. Kinuha ko siya. Yan. Philosophy of Education's keyword. First now we will proceed to essentialism. Okay. It is learning the essential like the 3 R's. So ano yung meaning ng 3 R's dito? Who can give? Ano yung meaning ng 3 R? Is it the reduce, recycle, and the reuse?
Ito po ba yun?
Yung 3 R's? Pagalitan mo na nga, ma'am. Pagalitan mo na nga. Ano po, Se3B? Wala, aras na. Sige. Talagang pigang-piga na yung mga ideas natin, no? Alright, so we have the 3 R's under essentialism. It is reading, writing, and arithmetic. So as you can see, when we talk about essentialism, from the word itself, essential. Okay? What do we mean by essential? It is knowing the basic. Alright? Knowing the basic. Ito yung ituturo natin yung mga basic para sa mga bata. For an instance, Ma'am Alice Yana teach the kinder students the alphabets and the numbers. So do you think si Ma'am Alice po ay ina-apply po niya yung essentialism? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes. Always remember, essential is basic. Teaching the basic, which is the 3 R's. Yan yung guide ninyo, 3 R's. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Okay. Nagigets po ba? Naintindihan po ba?
Yes po.
Okay. Now, let's proceed to perennialism. May tanong po, bago tayo mag-proceed. May tanong po ba?
Wala po.
I know we're all hungry, guys. Pero tapusin natin ito. Alright, next is the perennialism. It is utilizing the great books. Okay, from the word itself, perennial, it means last forever. So, sa metacognition or metacognitive, ano po ang nag-a-apply dito? Is it what to do? Or how you do it? Or how to do it?
What po?
What? Talaga, princess?
How
How to do it?
How to do it. How to do it. Tama po. Nasa screen. So let's go back. How to do it. Diba perennialism is the realism in the world philosophy? And when we teach according to the real life situation and real world, diba it will last forever? Diba sabi ko nga kanina, it will apply on their daily living na basis? That is why si realism is perennialism. Nagigets na po ba?
Apo.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, perennialism, from the word perennial, it will last forever. Okay, ano kinalaman ng keyword sa utilizing the great books? Bakit? Ang libro, di ba, hindi na kailangan ng internet access? You may scan, you may take the information. Tama, mali. Hindi kagaya ng laptop,
Tama po.
hindi kagaya ng internet. Pag walang internet connection, walang klase. Nga. Pag walang internet connection, pag nagloloko si PLDT, walang assignment na mangyayari. Nga. Pag wala na nagloloko na naman si Smart, meron tayong project, wala tayong nagawang project on time kasi nagloloko si Smart, nga. Kaya si books ang pinaka-perfect example for perennialism because books can be last forever. At the same time, being a wide reader can gain knowledge and wisdom. So it will still last forever. Now, do you understand?
Yes po.
Okay. Now let's proceed to progressivism. It is learning by doing. Okay? Learning by doing. Progressivism is the K-12 na format. If you observe, it is all about performance and applying. Kasi it is learning by doing. So you have to kailangan kong ipa-experience sa mga bata. Kailangan sila ang mag-perform para matuto sila, especially sa mga na diniscuss mo, especially sa science, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na class, ang init kasi class, nakakapasok. So sometimes, kailangan nilang, hindi mo naman po sasabihin, inumin niyo yung mainit na tubig para masabi niyo mainit. Hindi. You have to touch it, unti-unti lang. Oh, what do you feel? Mainit, ma'am. Very good. How about the second, How about the second glass? What did you feel? Cold, ma'am. Malamig. Okay, very good. So by that, nasi-feel nila, na-experience sila, pina-experience mo, and then, pasok si progressivism. It is learning by doing, and it's all about performance and applying. So, of course, pasok dito si personal lives kay progressivism. Okay po ba tayo dito?
Yes po.
Now, do you have any questions po?
None po, ma'am.
So we will now proceed to extensionism. Okay, so what do we mean by extensionism? It is the individual choice, democracy, freedom to choose whether they will be someday a doctor, nurse, teacher, or a garbage collector. So ini-emphasize ko si garbage collector, no? It's because, di ba may kwento tayong hindi natapos? O dito natin yan kukwento kay reconstruct mamaya. Now, let's proceed kay extensionism. Madali lang po yan. Freedom to choose lang po. Yan siya. Now, we have the behaviorism. It is to modify the behavior. How about it, ma'am? Simple lang naman yon. Sa keyword naman po dito, behaviorism, modifying behavior, it is to teach what is right or wrong. It is to teach the children regarding values and attitudes. Okay po ba tayo doon?
Yes po.
Alright. Now, let's proceed to constructivism. It is to construct a meaning regarding on their own understanding at papasok si critical thinking. Okay, ito naman ang pagkakaiba ni reconstructivism. Ito si constructivism, constructing a meaning base sa naintindihan nila. Si reconstructivism naman po, ito na po ang ina-apply nila into a real situation and solving a real problem into a real life situation. Dito din po papasok yung mga activities, yung mga CAT. Alam niyo yung CAT? Yung training sa school, dito papasok si ROTC, dito papasok si NSTP at CWTS kay reconstructivism. Okay, so when we talk about real life situation, again, kay reconstructivism, let's proceed to our kwento. So diba, ginamit ni teacher sa extensionism sa aking anak, it is to have democracy, freedom to choose. So, sabi ni JC, he wants to be a garbage collector. Ngayon, in-apply ko po si reconstructivism sa kanya. Paano, ma'am? Nagkalat yung basura sa labas ng bahay namin is because nakalimutan itapon ng bantay ng bahay yung basura namin. At yung basura namin inside the CR, nag-combine na yung CR at saka yung sa kitchen, makalat. May diaper. Syempre, may baby ako eh. May diaper. Then sabi niya, don't worry ma, I've got it. Sabi ko, go. Kasi diba gusto mo mag-garbage collector? Sabi niya, yes ma. Yan ang trabaho ng garbage collector. Okay, sabi niya, I can do it. Pagdakot niya ng mga basura, ano nangyari sa kanya? Nakuha niya yung pupo sa kamay niya. Diba? Sabi niya, sumigaw siya bigla. Ew! Si Kunano ka. Sabi niya, may tanga eh. Sabi ko, yan ang trabaho ng garbage collector. Hindi lang kain ng kapatid mo ang mahahawak mo o mahahawakan mo. Kung hindi, pati po sa ibang tao, sa ibang aso, sa ibang pusa. Sometimes it can be worse than that. Now, do you still want to be a garbage collector? Alam mo anong sabi niya, class?
No, ma,
No, ma, I am willing to die. Mag-soldier na lang ako. So, sinong na-apply ko? Dalawa.
Si
Si
progressivism
progressivism
at
at saka si
reconstructivism.
reconstructivism.
Okay?
Okay? Okay po ba? Naintindihan na po ba ang kwento? Ba't may ganung kwento?
SC3B.
SC3B.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, if naintindihan ang kwento, now, naiintindihan ang 7 philosophies of education. Okay, if yes, we have now, let's review again. Essentialism, from the word itself, essential. It is, kagaya sa picture, turuan ng basic. That is the reading, according to the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. We have the perennialism, from the word perennial. It will last forever. Progressivism, okay? Learning by doing. Extensionism is having individual choice. They have their own freedom to choose their future. Democracy ang nag-a-apply kay extensionism. Now, we have the behaviorism. It is to modify the behavior. You will teach as a teacher the right and wrong. Okay? Then, we have the constructivism. It is constructing a meaning from their own understanding. And we have the social reconstructionism, is having social reform, at the same time understand the real situation and the real problem according to the real life situation. Naiintindihan po ba?
Yes po.
Alright. So now we will be having a game. Okay. Number 1. Who can read o who wants to read? And of course, answer na rin po.
Blanca, ma'am.
Blanca, go ahead.
The Department of Education gives great emphasis on the development of basic skills. What is the philosophical basis for this? Ano, ma'am?
Alright, your answer is essentialism. Bakit po? Essentialism. Bakit po?
Kasi, ma'am, di ba, sa essentialism po is the teacher teaching basic, ano po, yung mga, for example, sa mga, sa mga alphabet, parang, or sa mga letters, tinuturo niya yung mga basic.
Alright, so according to DepEd, gives greater emphasis on the development of basic skills. So from the word or the keywords there is the basic skills. So the answer is letter A, essentialism. Very good, Blanca. Yan naman siya nagalaw. Nagalaw sa inyo? Yun. Okay. Letter A ang answer. Take note of this, guys. Next problem. Who wants to read and answer? Okay, Marie.
Okay po. Number 2. Teacher J views his students as unique, free choosing, and responsible individuals. All classroom activities revolve around the said premise. What theory underlies this? Ano po, essentialism po. Kasi po, you have the freedom to choose.
Alright, so the answer is B, extensionism, because according to Teacher J, every student is unique, free choosing, and responsible individual. So it applies democracy and it applies the free of choosing. So that is letter B. Alright, so how about on the third scenario or third situation, Warren?
Ma'am, virtue as one component and the teaching of Rizal as a course focuses on the teaching of good and beauty consistent with the good and beauty in God. What philosophy supports this? ano ma'am, um, idealism ma'am kasi merong nakaano po dito na beauty and God. I don't know kung tama ma'am, pero kasi 'di ba yung idealism is all about God. Yun po ma'am.
Okay. So the correct answer is letter B, idealism. Pag sinabi ko nga 'di bang virtue plus God or plus religion, that is idealism. Very good po. How about this? Who wants to read an answer?
Bundak po.
Go
Go ahead, Bundak.
Scouting and Citizens Army Training or CAT give training in character building, citizenship, training, etc., which lead to the creation of a new social order and a new society eventually. What philosophy supports this? Ano po, social reconstructionism po. Kasi po,
Alright, it is social reconstructionism. As you heard kanina, kasama si Scouting, NSTP, si CAT, ROTC, kag social reconstructionism. Alright, very good. Alright, last. Go. Who wants to read an answer?
Ma'am, hindi po nagabago yun.
Ay, hindi.
Yan, okay na po.
Okay, go. Who wants to read an answer? Wala. Hello. How about Yana?
Teacher Mara, a Christian living teacher, puts so much significance on values development and discipline. What could be her educational philosophy?
Answer mo po.
Wait lang, isipin ko lang. Sorry.
Sige lang po.
Relevant. Pragmatism po.
Sigurado sa pragmatism?
Bakit po?
Bakit po?
Hindi, ma'am. Sorry, hindi po. Kasi hindi ko ma-capture kanina yung mga reviews ko.
Who can help po kay Miss Yana?
Help naman.
Sino po
makapag-help?
Wala?
Bundak po.
Bundak, go. Help po si Miss Yana.
Progressivism po.
Progressivism, sigurado.
Wait lang. Ay, ano po, idealism po.
Alright,
the correct answer is idealism. Di ba may values din si idealism? Di ba we talk about religion and values? Alright, so that is idealism. So that would be the end of our discussion. And of course, if you have any questions, clarifications, and violent reactions class, kindly, pwede niyo pong i-ano sa akin ngayon. Raise ngayon na. Still have time. Do you have any questions po?
Wala na po, ma'am.
How about the others po?
Wala na po.
Wala na po, ma'am.
Sigurado? If none, class, I would give the 20 minutes of your time for the rest of your activities kasi I can feel that you're all exhausted, no? Para gusto nyo nang matulog or I don't know what you're going to do. So, medyo ano tayo ngayon, medyo nahila niyo ako sa energy ninyo na hindi ka nagpa-participate, parang nalungkot din ako bigla doon. Alright, anyway, let's call it a day. Alright, I'll give you the 20 minutes of your time, whether you have to take your early lunch or whatever you will have to do at this moment. So my only message po, and since this will be our last discussion for the school year semester, in the first semester, I would like to thank you, all of you, SA3B, for being one of my for giving a colorful journey. Especially nagti-teach ako dito sa Fulbright. I hope you stay well and stay safe. Advance Merry Christmas and have a prosperous New Year to each and every one. So as we approach to a new beginning, 2022, I hope it would be a better year for all of us. Alright. So have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Ma'am?
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes po, Miss Yana.
Hello po. Ma'am, si Queen po, si Noriel po, hindi po maka-attend daw ngayon kasi nasa wedding po. Mahina po yung signal niya ngayong araw na to po, ma'am.
Okay.
Basta alam ko, ma'am, nasa wedding daw po siya eh. Hindi, ang hirap din siya kasi makontak, ma'am. Nagpapasa